This is 3KZ's sporting editor, Ian Major, welcoming you to 3KZ's grand final of 1972 at the MCG. Richmond, hot favourites for the flag to climax the longest season ever. The Tigers had drawn with Carlton in the second semi-final at Waverley, then scored a most convincing win by 41 points over the Blues in the replay at the MCG. Tiger coach Tom Hafey had every reason to believe this would be his third league coaching premiership.
Our players are playing at the right time of the year, the type of game that is suited to win grand finals in September, well, October. And I think this is going to be it. That we realise that there's no second chance, there's no second prize or anything like that, and we'll be just a little bit more desperate to, prove that we are the top side for 72.
Carlton captain coach John Nicholls, his first year in the demanding role, felt the Blues' strong win over St Kilda in the final would give them extra confidence to rise to the occasion.
Man-for-man duels over the ground that we can easily at least match Richmond. I've got that much confidence in our players that man-for-man we are as good. If we can improve our teamwork to go with it, we'll win. And I think the best side that has the best teamwork certainly will win the game.
Any Tiger cockiness was soon forgotten in the first quarter as the Blues, more than matching Richmond in the pace, kicking and marking department, went to a big scoring 8-4 to 5-4 lead at quarter time. Carlton did not release their commanding grip in the second quarter, with Walls at centre-half forward driving the ball down to Jesselenko at full forward and Skipper Nicholls in the forward pocket. The Blues' upfield work was capped off brilliantly with 10 goals too to make the Blues at half-time 18-6-114 to Richmond's 10-9, 69 points. The third quarter saw Richmond making wholesale changes. The Blues lost rugged defender Vin Waite through injury, but it didn't appear to be making all that much difference.
There's the bounce of the ball to start the second half of the grand final. Up they go. It was Jones getting the knockout. It goes out in the open. Here's a chance as Bond tries to get his way through the field, but the umpire said the ball was held to him, and there'll be a ball-up decision. There's the bounce of the ball again. It was Morrison getting mixed up with Bond. There was a punch out by the big fella Jones again. He gets the punch out. Another handball going further down the field, picked up by Armstrong. He gets it across over to Chandler. Chandler with the hand pass gets it over towards the half-back. That's as Lucas on the ball now for Carlton with a long shot towards the goal post. They set themselves up. Goes Big John. It goes over the top of the pack. He has a flying shot as he picks it up, and it goes through for 1 point. Carlton straight into the attack, and they've got 18-7 on the board. 115 points to Richmond 10-9, 69 points on the budget rent-a-car scoreboard, and this is 3KZ.
Looks as though McLean's off, Jack.
Who?
McLean, Rick McLean.
Rick McLean. There's a long kick now too by Dick Clay right out to the forward zone again. They knock the ball to the ground. Carlton through the agency of Lucas gets the ball. He sends it down towards Richardson. Up they go, but a good mark has been taken against Richardson by Walls, and Walls at centre half forward has the ball. Walls with the ball now for Carlton to send them back into attack, and here's two loose men here too. For Carlton, but he hasn't bothered at this stage, and now Walls is going back. Apparently thinks he can do the distance, and Carlton now into attack through the agency of Walls at centre half forward, a little bit high and off the side of the boot, going towards the boundary line. Up they go, and the mark has been taken, but it's over the line and out of bounds, and the free kick will go to Walsh. Walsh right back in the back pocket there to take the free kick, and there's been a 15-yard penalty. I don't know if he can do this with one out over the line, but the umpire said he could. And now we have Walsh in the back pocket coming in defence for Richmond. And there's the kick by Walsh. It's off the side of the boot. And another 15-yard penalty as Big Nicholls runs over the mark again. And he's brought him right out to the half-back flank now. And Nicholls still arguing with the umpire. He'll get another 15-yard penalty the way he's going. And now Walsh comes in. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It's a long, beautiful kick. It goes back. Jones sets himself up. He goes. Nearly took the mark. Yes, the umpire has paid it, and Jones has taken the mark. This is Jones with the ball for Carlton now. He's about just on the half-back flank position on the outer side of the ground with Carlton 18-7, Richmond 10-9 as Jackson goes up, pushed in the back and will take the free kick. This is Jackson, the speedy boy from the half-forward flank with Carlton now to send them back into attack again. Jackson comes in. There's the kick. It's a good one right on up in the air. They're looking for the high flyers. Up they go. Nicholls nearly took the ball. Keogh gets through, puts the boot to it. It's bouncing. It bounces away from the goal mouth and goes through for another point. And now it's gone to 18-8 Carlton. 116 points on the board to Richmond 10-9, 69. This is 3KZ. Waiting now for Clay to kick in. There's Clay sending it on its way. It's a 70-yard punt kick right up, and up goes McKellar to take the mark. He immediately handballs over towards Bartlett, and Bartlett comes down the ground with a long kick, but the umpire in the meantime has pulled this up and gives the ball back to McKellar. Here's Burke coming in. Burke was the one to take the free kick, apparently. Up goes Hart, a brilliant mark to Hart. Oh, there was a 15-yard penalty too, but the umpires let it go, and Hart comes in with a long kick down to the forward line again. Baum sets himself and takes the mark right in the 10-yard square. This is Baum, the Richmond full forward, or playing at the full forward line now for Richmond, right in front to have the shot for goal. This is Baum coming in. Baum walks in, straightens up, puts it on its way, goes right through the ball. It's a goal. It's another goal to Richmond, and that's his third goal on the board to Baum.
Try as they may, the Tigers couldn't get a big breakthrough, and it only made up little more than a goal nearing the end of the quarter. And the Blues were still firing.
And Richmond have gone to 14-12 now, 96 points to Carlton, 21-9, 135 points. There's the kick by Southby, and in goes Dixon, the winger, to take the mark. This is Wood Dixon now, the winger for Carlton, with the ball on the half-back flank position.
Dixon comes in with a drop punt kick up to the half-forward line, looking for Walls again, and Walls whips it over towards Gallagher, who picks up the crumbs and right foots it with a screw kick in towards the half-forward line. Up they go, and the marker one-hander by Chandler. But the umpire has said he's pushed out Walsh, and the halfback for Richmond will take the free kick. Here's the kick by Walsh. Umpire delegating a few hoots of the crowd. Jones goes up, couldn't mark the ball for Carlton. Fighting over it there were both Sproul and his teammate in Bartlett, but Bartlett gets the right foot kick into the full forward line. Towards full forward it goes, but it's tapped away by Mackay. Mackay picks up the crumbs as he backed up quickly. He's backed up also by Southby running beside him. He can't pick up the ball, grabbed around the neck when he didn't have possession. And Jeff Southby, the fullback, will take the free kick for Carlton. There's one job I don't envy Jack Dyer. That's trying to pick out best on the ground in first, second and third. At the moment, anyway. Here comes the kick by Jeff Southby going to the outer side of the ground. Blues in the third quarter are going down to the Punt Road Richmond end. Here's the kick, and Sid Jackson goes up, does a bit of back climbing, but couldn't take the mark. Picked up there by Armstrong. It goes about 4 yards. In goes Keogh trying to get it. Little Bartlett is weaving his way through. This is more like the Bartlett we know as he punts the ball in towards the forward line. Up they go. Mackay gets the ball down on the ground, away from the big boy in Baum. Baum wheeling around. He's caught, gets a left foot snap for goal. Good snap, I think. Yes, a magnificent snap by Neil Baum. And it's another goal on the board to the Tigers. They badly need them. They desperately need them. And Baum has 5 up on the board so far for Richmond. Carlton 21-9, 135 to Richmond, 15 goals, 12, 102. 3KZ is football. Here's the bounce of the ball, up they go. A knockout there going to Ian Stewart when the ball moved over towards him, but he couldn't get it away. Picked up here by Hurst. He's run just a fraction too far, but now gets his kick. All on his own over here is Gallagher on the grandstand wing. He's picked up the ball. He's been told to have a bounce. He bounces once, twice. Coming down now. Will he kick? Yes, he does. 2 bounces and down towards Big Nick it goes. Up in the air. All up. None down except Jezelenko. Handballs to Keogh. Keogh with a left foot snap. He's put it through. He's put it through with a tremendous snap. And another goal to the Blues. Umpire Della going in to have a word to the Richmond player who downed Keogh after he kicked it. But the Blues go to 22-9. 131 on the 141 on the 3KZ budget rent-a-car scoreboard. And Richmond 15-12, 102 at the 27-minute mark. Umpire Della with the ball once again. Well, no matter what Richmond do, they get a couple on the board, but Carlton seem to be able to come back. At the moment, the lead is still 39 points. Here's the big bounce. Up it goes. Jones couldn't quite get it that time. McKellar comes in now. Couldn't get near the bounce of the ball, but he's just about to get a kick. No, umpire Della's going to come in and ball it up once again, almost in the centre of the ground. Della given the big job today. Sleeth was the emergency, and Peter Shields umpired the reserves grand final that went to Hawthorn. Here's the bounce of the ball once again. Hurst forces his way through, holding the ball almost. He handballs to Dool at the last moment. Dool boots in towards half forward. Highwood goes up, spoils his teammate, picked up there by Armstrong with a left foot kick into the half forward line, but the mark taken by the Tigers, and Barry Richardson is the man at centre halfback doing the job. Wholesale changes by the Tigers. Here's the kick by Richardson, falling short, and Geggs Gallagher will mark on his chest for Carlton. He was going to go on for a second there, but has decided to go back and take his kick. It's almost as if it's the last quarter, the way the crowd is moving around and the quietness at the moment, as Armstrong has taken the mark. Armstrong from centre half forward, boots in towards the full forward position, and Nichols goes up, taps it back over his head. A kick off the ground, and that's a goal. Jezelenko, is it? Walls, another one from half forward. and they knew what the big skipper was going to do. They were all down on the ground. There was virtually only one person went up for Carlton, that was Nichols, and there were 3 Richmond that went up. And Nichols tapped it to the ground, and Walls has put through his 5th for the day. Jesselenko 5, Nichols 5, and they're the main 3 goal kickers for the Blues. 23 goals, 9, 147. Richmond 15, 12, and 102. Ted Rippon on 3KZ.
Thank you, Ian. Back in the centre now. That's a really runaway victory in my book to Carlton. 3 forward lines have killed them. Boys in there. Goes over this time to, Walls is marked again. He's been a great player. You're talking about the best players. There'll be none on the Fitzroy. On the Richmond lineup as a good player. Not too many at all. Boots the ball. Jackson have been pushed, mauled and marked. And Jackson, let me see. He's about 40 yards out, plumb in front. The brilliant ex-West Australian boy. No doubt contributing a great lot to this premiership flag, which they'll win in my book. Wouldn't need to be a Rhodes Scholar at this stage with 102.
I was just going to say, Ted, you always like sticking your neck out.
23-9, 147. They're 45 points in front, the Blues, and this could be 51 after this one. It looks to me to be a bullseye right through the centre, that time by Ceddy Jackson. How many did he kick now? 3? 2. And the score's now reading 24-9, 153 to Richmond 15-12, 102. Back in the centre. Big fella set themselves. McKellar gets the hit down to nobody in protector. Jackson, the Carlton winger, grabs the ball, boots it down to Walls, who'd been in everything all day, and Gallagher coming right into the game after half-time. Played a normal first half, playing particularly well. Breathing down his neck at the same time as Highwood, the boy from Broken Hill. He's crashed to the ground, still has the ball on the half-back flank for his side. Stacks on the mill and he gets a free kick. There's a scuffle. There's a couple of punches being thrown too. Don't do it, fellas. The umpire's breathing down your neck. As if they could hear me. But Gallagher and Bondi on the ground. And Bond comes with a free kick. He in turn boots the ball down to Ian Stewart. Beautiful mark. The umpire didn't part. He had one grab at it. Goes to Keogh, the Carlton player. Boots it down to the very, very brilliant Ceddy Jackson. On his wrong wing, but he's about 80 yards out from goal. Ceddy Jackson, grandstand side, trying to play the field. This is not good, but it's okay. No, he's good. Well, he's served him right. He's going to get beaten for that, trying to play the field that time. He's lost it. Over it goes to Bartlett, breathing down his neck as Chandler. Goes back to the Jesselenko, and Jesselenko going for the short pass to Jackson's booted it straight out again. The only blue he's made all day, Jack, that fellow. Richmond still in the van. Goes to Dickie Clay. Dickie Clay getting that resultant kick, and Jones, he's punched it all. He's been a good player, Jones. He's nullified the brilliance of Boyanich, of McKellar, and boots it down, and again Walls. They can't stop this fellow. Yards from his opponent. He's about 65 yards out in the centre half forward position, maybe 60 yard. Goes for the big driving punt kick. Going to drop in the centre.
Oh, it's Nichols' kick.
Nichols got a free kick. This could be his 6th. What a memorable finale as far as he's concerned. Nichols, I mentioned before, playing his 295th game, kicking his 6th goal in a second. Oh, just took it with nonchalant ease, and it's gone through for his 6th goal to Nichols, and we find the score now reading on the 32-minute mark. It's Carlton 25-9 to Richmond 15-12, 102.
Three-quarter time, Blues shortly after, with Richmond 15-15 to the Blues 25-9. The Tigers, a team recruited for the MCG, had the final quarter to redeem themselves. It looked impossible, but Carlton had already proved that nothing is a football impossibility.
Oh, look at Robertson. He's sooling them on too. They've got a smell of victory, and it's a big smell as the ball's bound to start the last quarter. Up they go, and it was the Whale that got it. That was a big fella for the Richmond. Roberts gets the ball again, kicks it out in the open. Here's a run to the ball now. In they go. Sheedy went in pretty hard. He's trying to pick the ball up, couldn't do so, but a free kick to Sheedy. A pull around the neck by Hurst, and he will take the free kick. He immediately plays on, gives it over to Bartlett, and Bartlett with a long left foot kick down to the forward pocket. Up they go. It's punched away by the defenders. In comes Marty McMillan. He tries the handball. He gets it over towards Cummings. Another handball goes over towards Richardson, and Richardson runs into an empty goal and goes bang, and the Tigers have a goal on the board. They've got 16-15 on the board now. 111 points to Carlton. 25-9, 159 points. There's the bounce of the ball by Della again. Up they go. The ball hit to the ground, picked up by Jackson. He's torn out of the way, picked up by Sproul, down to the centre half forward, pushing up a free kick to McMillan, and McMillan will take the free kick at the centre half forward position for Richmond. This is McMillan, the Richmond half forward flanker, coming in with a long torpedo punt kick right down to the forward line. In they go. It's punched away again by the defenders. It goes out towards Makira of Carlton. He comes across with a long kick. It goes into the open. A chance for Bond and also Dool, but up goes Dool and he punches the ball down towards Walls. Walls punches it across to Jackson, and Jackson comes down the ground for Carlton right down to the forward line. Up they go. It goes over the top of the pack. Highwood comes in trying to pick the ball up. Couldn't do any business. He's crawling on his hands and knees and takes it over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Free kick.
A free kick to Highwood as he goes back now, the half-back flanker for Richmond. A push in the back apparently off Nichols. In he comes now, kicks the ball well, gets it out towards the half-back flank position. Up they go high, the pack fly, picked up by Walsh. He handballs over towards Bartlett, and Bartlett with a long kick to the centre half forward position. It goes over the top of the pack. Cummings comes through, belts the ball further on. A chance as they try and pick the ball, but it's picked up by the reliable Southby, and Southby sends the ball down the ground. It's punched away, hits the turf again. It's picked up by Bond, and Bond's racing away, showing tremendous speed. He puts the ball onto the foot. He drives it down to the forward line. It's punched away. It goes over towards the half forward flank. They try another handball. Over the top it goes. Picked up and a shot to the goal post. And I'm trying to pick that player up.
Looks like Sproul to me, but
Surely it's Stewart, I think it is.
Stewart.
It was Stewart, the Brownlow middle, the triple Brownlow middle, picked the ball up all by himself, punched over very nicely, and another goal goes on the board to Richmond, and Richmond are 17-15, 117 points to Carlton, 25-9, 159.
42 points to make up. 3 minutes gone in the last quarter.
And there's the bounce of the ball again. It comes out in the open. Jackson tries to trap it, couldn't do so. It's picked up by Keogh, but he gets it out towards Walsh. Up he goes. He loses the run of it. It's on the ground, picked up by Francis Burke of Richmond. He's back on the right foot and with a drop kick right across the ground. It goes over to where Sheedy's fighting there with Dool. Dool comes in showing amazing pace, picks the ball up, handballs it over to Dixon, and Dixon strays away in the open, and with a long kick down, Hart goes after it, misses the ball, comes back after it again, picks it up, turns on the left foot, comes across the ground with a beautiful long kick to centre half forward. Up goes McMillan and has taken a beautiful mark, and Richmond go into an attack again, right down to the forward line, goes over the top of the pack, and a glorious mark by Mackay, and Mackay of Carlton comes down the ground. They set themselves, up goes the Whale, and Jackson are hit out by the Whale. That is the big fellow Roberts, and Roberts puts it to Chandler. Chandler sends it down the ground, goes over the top of the pack. It's Gallagher with the ball now, comes across to Jezelenko. Up they go, and Jezelenko has taken the mark. Jezelenko well within kicking distance for Carlton, waiting to have the shot for goal. Walsh got there just a little bit too late, knocked it away, but Jezelenko was paid the mark. He's directly in front now, about 10, 15, 20, about 40 yards out directly in front. Carlton at this stage at 25-9. Tremendous kicking, 159 points to Richmond, 17-15, 117.
No player has kicked more than 7 goals in a grand final. Nichols has 6, 5 to Jezelenko and 5 to Robert Walls at this stage of the game.
And Jezelenko lines them up. He walks in, Walsh on the mark, uses the drop punt. There it's on its way. It's a beautiful kick by Jezelenko. A real full forwards kick. And he puts it right through the centre with a touch of sadness in my voice. It's 26-9 now. That's Carlton score. 26-9, 165 points. A leading Richmond 17-15, 117 points.
3KZ is football.
Up they go on the centre. It comes out to Keogh of Carlton. He immediately gets it down to the half-forward flank position. Out they come from the back by a pocket. It was Hayward picking the ball up for Richmond. He does so with a long kick down to the centre half-forward position. Up they go. It was Bond trying to mark in front of the big fella Jones. He just stood there and took the mark. No trouble at all to Jones. Been a great player for Carlton.
Just going to say he has to be in the running for best in the ground too, Jack.
Yes, there's 2 of them I've got picked out there. I think you could just about pick them. Here he is, Jones coming in now. There's the kick by Jones. He's even kicking well. It goes down to where the big fellow Roberts goes in the air. He couldn't mark the ball for Richmond. It's out in the open again. Here's a chance, but Roberts showing a bit of pace, comes back. He's got the ball. He handballs it out very nicely. He gets it down where it was picked up there by Clay. Clay with the left footer gets it down to the half-forward flank position where McMillan gets it. Handballs it over towards Walsh. Walsh breaks away from the half-back flank position, comes across the ground. A chance for Stewart now as he traps the ball nicely. He's got it, turns around, comes around the left foot, gets it over towards Morris, the half-back flanker. But oh, beautiful football by Hall. And Hall of Carlton coming down the ground, but up they go. It goes over the top of the pack. It's picked up by Hart. And Hart with a long left foot kick down the ground again, but coming across to take the mark in defence is Connell. O'Connell is it coming across to take the mark. At the centre half-back position, the Carlton defender from the back pocket with the ball. O'Connell comes in, going across the ground. Here it is, it's on its way, it's a long kick, it's a torpedo punt kick. It's Roberts setting himself up, he goes in the air, takes the mark, immediately handballs out towards Morris. Morris has got the ball in front of him, breaks through one player, goes the hand pass, gets it over to Sheedy. Sheedy lines the goal mouth up, he has a flying shot, I think he's got this one. Yes, it's a goal, and the scores read now, Carlton 26-9, 165 points to Richmond 18-15, 123 points.
Tigers still 42 points down as umpire Della bounces the ball at the 6-minute mark. Up in the air it goes. No one gets a definite tap. The Tigers going into attack. A quick kick down the ground by Francis Burke into the half-forward line. It's off the fingers of the pack to Marty McMillan. Marty McMillan lines them up and runs through and goes bang from 20 yards out and has put it through for a goal to the Tigers. Can they come back? Nichols coming up to the ruck work from the forward pocket position. Jones having a rest, about his first for the day. And at the moment, Carlton stand at 26-9, 165 to the Tigers 19-15, 129. 3K's at your top station for football.
I'll bet Boynovich is relieved.
6 goals the difference even.
Waiting for Della to bounce the ball. Nichols with his first turn in the ruck for the day. Good heavens, he gets the knockout too, straight down on the ground. Picked up by Hart at centre half back. Play on, says the umpire as he's grabbed it now. He says holding the man. Play on as Hart grabs the ball again and plays on with a big left foot kick down towards full forward. Tapped to further afield away from Mackay. Here's a chance for McMillan off the ground again. McMillan's beaten it off the ground. Sheedy's beaten it off the ground for a goal. Coming at the back of the pack. The second to Sheedy. McMillan got another one beforehand. And the Tigers are back. Their fans are coming to their feet, hoping that they can come back into this game. The 3KZ Radio Rental scoreboard. Carlton 26-9, 165. Richmond 20-15, 135. Up in the air goes the bounce of the ball. The Roberts Whale got the knockout for Richmond. Down on the ground it goes. In towards centre half forward. This is McMillan forcing the ball forward. But no, Southby's there. Drives them back out in towards centre half forward for the Blues. Up goes Walls. But no, Hart took it away from him. Umpire Clay's play on. Picked up by Gallagher. In towards the forward pocket position. Jezelenko and Clay. Clay taps the ball over the line and out of bounds for throw in. Gee, that looked like a mark there to Hart.
$1 million on.
But the umpire didn't play it. And the boundary umpire now has the job of throwing the ball back into play in Carlton's forward zone, about 30 to 40 yards around from the behind post. Here it comes. Jones is taking the ruck against Big Roberts. A nudge in the back there. Umpire Della let it go as Roberts took it out and got a short kick in. Coming in from the wingers, Sproul. He picks it up and right foots it in towards the centre wing position. And here's a mark to the Tigers with Barry Richardson getting to his feet after taking it. Barry Richardson looking further afield for a lead. Nichols on the mark. The kick goes high in the air. In towards the half-forward line. Dool comes across. The umpire's pulled up play. And there's a little bit of pushing and shoving there. In they came. Dool, Sheedy came in to have a word with Dool, and Dool accommodated him with that word. And Dool still gets the free kick. So I'd say the umpire had a fair idea of what went on in the incident. And we're waiting for Sheedy to come back on the mark. Dool has yet to get the ball. It's being sent back over to him now. And Bruce Dool, who has had a great season for Carlton at centre half back, a magnificent year, capping it off with a fine display in the final. Here's the kick by Dool. It's getting a bit too much air. Goes into centre half forward. Up goes Walls. Tries to tap it further afield. Handball into the open. Finds Francis Burke. Into the half forward line it goes. And the mark has been taken here by Carlton.
Hall.
And it's Hall for the Blues with the ball. Kevin Hall goes out to the outer side of the ground. Carlton are going up to the city end. The big scoreboard in here in the last quarter. Off the fingers it goes, picked up by the Whale. Brian Roberts with a handball down the ground. Bartlett breaking clear, gets his right foot boot in towards the half-forward flank. It stacks on the mill in the full forward line over the back. It's all Richmond here if they can pick it up. A pick up by Stewart and a flying shot towards goal. Gone across goal into the forward pocket. Trying to break it up and pick it up at the moment. Looks like Southby and O'Connell. But the first to the ball is Southby, gets it out towards the half-back flank. Further out there, it's Francis Burke on his own. Robertson comes in for Carlton to try and take it off him. Burke gets the handball in. It goes to Morris, but Morris's kick is intercepted. A chance once again for Richmond through Cumming. Cumming punts the ball down towards the forward line, heading towards goal, but offline, and it's only a behind on the board. Southby with a big kick to the outer side of the ground. They've flown high for the ball. Ooh. And claiming the mark over there and claiming also a belt behind the ears is Chandler, the ruck rover for Carlton. Chandler comes in, boots the ball with a big punt kick in towards the half-forward flank, looking for Roberts. Hunt back there, but picked up by Walls, who gets it further afield. Bounces once, twice, over the line and out of bounds. Was it on the full? No, it wasn't, and Carlton have moved forward into their zone by another 40 yards. Still about 50 yards around from the behind post on the outer side of the ground. Tigers are coming back, but they'll need to come back a lot more, even though time is only at the 13-minute mark. Over the back it goes to Bartlett. He's rolled into the ground, stacks on the mill. Umpire Della says it's being held onto him, and he's going to ball it up at centre half forward. Della with the ball, goes in, bounces it. Jones takes the knock against the Whale. No one's knockout, a disputed one there as Boynage taps it further afield. It goes to Sproul. Sproul with a right foot kick up the ground in towards the half-forward line. No one can pinch the ball at the moment, but Stewart comes through, wheels back on his right boot, gets it into centre half-forward, and here's a nice mark by Barry Richardson of Richmond. Barry Richardson at centre half-forward. On the mark is Hall. Now Nichols says go down the ground. Nichols on the mark as Barry Richardson from about 60 yards out lines up the big sticks. It's a big punt kick, swinging away offline towards the behind post. They've flown for the ball. It's taken by Doyle. He's had one bounce, two bounces, played on immediately. Goes in towards the centre of the ground where Robertson's grabbed it. Sends a long hand pass over to his skipper, John Nichols, in the centre of the ground. He comes with a right foot torpedo to the forward flank. But Big Hunt is equal to the occasion and grabs a good mark. Wrenches himself clear, and he'll take the free kick on the half-back flank. Hunt with the ball. Ted Rippon on 3KZ.
And Hunt's kick goes down on the 13-minute mark in the last quarter to half-forward line. Coming in very hard is Robertson. He's taken it over the line out of bounds on Richmond's half-forward flank, about 90 yards out from goal. There were 9 goals in front at three-quarter time. They've reduced it to 29 points, I think it is, not 28 points. Going in hard again is Robertson. He's taken it over the line, pushed over the line, nearly a free kick to Robertson. The umpire said no. Yes, he's given it to him. No, he hasn't. The boundary umpire throwing the ball in, players setting themselves up. Well, he done particularly well. I wonder what would happen if it had been on a lot earlier, because he'd been dominating the ruck fields. We find the free kick will go to Big Nick, putting himself on the ball more or less for the first time. Played a brilliant game in the forward pocket, about 5 or 6 goals. 6 goals in?
6 goals for Nichols.
Nichols, a great captain's game. Going back now, taking his time on the quarter of an hour mark in the last quarter. We haven't got the attendance. I reckon it'll be about 115,000 or more. We'll get it for you in about 5 or 10 minutes. The driving ball come down to the Whale, setting himself. Walls missed that, opened his mouth, he would have swallowed it. He played a brilliant game just the same. Coming to Dickie Clay in defence, he boots the ball down for Richmond to Royce Hart, but coming in brilliantly as Chandler. Played a pretty fair sort of a game too, this boy. And Walls has got a mark. He's pushed the net on with 10-yard penalty, stupid that time. By Boyan, it's a stupid mistake, and no doubt he'll be penalised 10 yards. He'll go into the 10-yard square on the quarter of an hour mark, and he'll no doubt get his 5th or 6th goal. I think
he'll be going for his 6th, Ted.
6th goal. Robert Walls played a particularly good game too, the same boy. Going back now, 10 yards in front, easy as your eye. Pushed it through. I think that could be the sealer as far as on the 16-minute mark in the last quarter. A very handy goal after having 4 goals booted against them. We find the scores now reading on the scoreboard. 27-9, 171 to Richmond, 2016, 136.
3KZ is football.
Bill Della bounces the ball. The Nichols had a bear hug at that time on the Whale Roberts, but the umpire didn't see that one. He hugged him, and the ball's being bounced again 2 or 3 yards from the centre. Whale sets himself. Coming in very hard this time is Hurst to Chandler to grab the goal as a ruck rover. But the umpire said a game for the 3rd time in a second or two. Bounced the ball practically in the centre of the ground. Sets himself again on the 5 o'clock mark in Melbourne. Goes to half-forward flank, coming in hard again. Here's North Melbourne. Carlton in the van to push the ball down the centre half forward. Jesselenko sets himself, played a brilliant game, kicked 6 goals, goes to Robert Walls. Robert Walls in front, kicks it down to Jonesy for Carlton. Here's a chance for Wayne Walsh to come in very hard, but Bob Francis Burke has played a brilliant game up till half-time for the Richmond side. Goes to Wayne Walsh. Oh, he copped a ripper! Oh, smack right in the face that time. He's recovered, free kick, the whole lot that time goes to Francis Burke on the wing for Richmond. He in turn got rid of it very smartly to his attacking line. To Ian Stewart, a bit in the forward pocket. It goes to Cumming. Here's a chance for Morris. Morris, Richmond boy to Sheedy. Sheedy's booted it through, and I think it's his 3rd goal to Sheedy. He's booted 2, that's his 3rd goal to Sheedy. They're still in it, Richmond, 21-16, 136. To Carlton, 27-9, 179. That's 48 goals been kicked here in a grand final. Never been seen, never will be again, I don't reckon. Glorious conditions at the MCG. Waiting for Bill Della to bounce the ball again on the 17.5-minute mark in the last quarter. Plenty of time for the Tigers to get up. They're playing like an inspired team, just a much better in this last quarter. Nichols gets a hit down to nobody in protecting the ruck. Over goes to the speeds to Bond for Richmond. He's on the wing, off he goes. He's a hand pass to his teammate. Lying deep in the pocket, it goes to Sheedy, but two-type duel, a brilliant player for Carlton today. Kicked it to City Jackson. City Jackson on the half-forward flank has the ball. Looking for a teammate. His speed is amazing. Drives the ball right down deep into the forward pocket where Jones sets himself behind the pack, but it goes to Hayward. And there's Jesselenko kicking his 7th to equal the goal record. That's his 7. He equals the record for kicking 7 goals in the grand final. There's about 4 or 5 players got it. And of getting hugged by Jonesy. The score's now reading 28. 28 goals, 9, 177 Carlton to Richmond to 21-16, 142.
And Jesselenko has equalled the goal-kicking record in the grand finals. 3KZ is football.
There's the bounce of the ball in the centre as Jesselenko just kicked that last goal. It goes out in the open, picked up by Walsh of Richmond. He shoots it across the ground. Up goes Sheedy. He's tackled by Dool. Dool beats him, gets the hand pass across. He got it over to Dixon, but he's knocked to the ground as play on. There's another hand pass. It goes out, another hand pass to Bartlett. And Bartlett with a long kick down the ground, but the reliable Mackay comes across to take the mark right near the point post. Mackay of Carlton with the ball. In defence for Carlton now.
112,393 people here, Jack.
There's the big kick by Mackay. It goes to the ground. No one can pick it up. Dixon's in there, loses the run of the ball, but he set a free kick to Dixon, and Dixon will take the free kick on the wing near the half-back flank position on the outer side of the ground. This is Dixon, the Carlton winger, with the ball.
As he's getting to his feet, we'll just repeat that crowd. 112,393, a record aggregate of 485,092 for 5 matches here at the MCG at final time.
Here's Dixon coming in now. There's the kick by Dixon down towards the centre of the ground. Up they go. It goes over the top of the pack. A chance for Hardy. Gets the ball over towards Roberts of Richmond. He immediately kicks it straight up the ground, but sitting there to take the mark is Hall. Hall has the ball now, going back at the centre half-back position for Carlton to take the kick. He comes in, been a very valuable player since he's been put in the side of Hall for Carlton. In he comes now. There's the long kick by Hall right across the wing position. Up they go, and a beautiful mark was taken by Hart. Hart has the ball. He's looking for the hand pass. He's now in, his boot comes off, so he kicks it with the Yardie's boot on. It goes right across to the centre half forward. It's punched away again. Here's McMillan trying to get through the pack for Richmond. The umpire said, I'll ball it up on the half forward flank position on the outer side of the ground in Richmond's forward zone. 28-19, 177 points Carlton. 21-16 Richmond, 142. It was Roberts who got the knockout to Bartley. Whipped through the pack, comes back on the right foot, down to the forward. Up goes Sheedy. He just couldn't handle the ball. The umpire said play on. It was picked up there by Richardson and shot through, but the umpire will pay the mark to Sheedy, and Sheedy going back to have the shot for goal for Richmond.
He's got 3 in this last quarter, Jack, so he's been his worth down in the forward line.
Yes, he's been his worth down there. He's always wanted to play around the centre and down the forward line too, Sheedy, but he's dropped a little bit of form in the finals in the back pocket, Sheedy, but he's certainly making his presence felt down there as he lines the goal mouth up with a drop punt. He kicks it across the goal mouth. A very easy one missed, and it's through for 1 point.
3KZ is football.
There's a beautiful kick again by Southby right out in the open. Hits the pack and goes over the line and out of bounds right near the wing position on the outer side of the ground. Nichols in the ruck. Also Jones is there. Up they go. It was Roberts getting the knockout to Bartlett. Bartlett immediately plays on. Miss kicks the ball. Dool gets it, throws it out of the pack, and Carlton go into attack again. Down the ground, it's Walls with the ball now. He breaks through, gets the hand pass across very nicely, getting it across to Crane. Crane miskicks it, puts it right in the hands of Walsh. Walsh of Richmond coming down the ground with a long kick to centre half forward. Up they go in the air. No one has marked the ball. It's still on the ground. It was picked up by Chandler, but there's 2 Richmond players over where he kicked it. They balk nicely. Back they come. It's Hart with the ball for Richmond, and with a long kick down to the forward pocket. Up they go. It goes over the top of the pack, and good relieving work by the defenders. It was Southby with the ball. Tries a long hand pass. Puts it right in the hands of the Richmond player. He immediately sends it right back, and up they go again. It falls to the ground. They're trying to pick it up in the forward line. No one can pick it up, and the umpire will ball it up just away from the 10-yard square. The score's reading Carlton 28-9, 177 points to Richmond 21-17, 143. This is 3KZ. Grand final of 1972 as the ball's knocked down to the ground again. Falls to the ground, picked up by Stewart. He wheels around, has a flying shot, but has crossed the goal mouth and goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. No, for a free kick, and the man going across for Carlton to take the free kick will be Big Mackay. Mackay with the ball in the back pocket in defence as time's running out for Richmond now. And they're 7 goals. They're just about 6 goals behind. As Mackay comes in defence near the point post, it looks like the Carlton flag. There's a big kick by Mackay. It's right down to the wing position. Up they fly. It's Royce Hart starting to take a few marks now for Richmond. He comes in with a long kick down to the forward zone again. Up they go. It goes over the top of the pack, picked up by Mackay. And Mackay with a long shot down to the centre of the ground again. A race to the ball. Plenty of pace being placed on by Chandler. Chandler runs away from his opponent, gets it across the ground, puts it right in the hands of Gags Gallagher. He comes down the ground with a long kick down to the forward line. Up they go. Boyanich got very high but couldn't handle the ball, and the umpire, it's underneath a pack of players. The umpire will ball it up right in Carlton's forward zone.
One of the big questions, can Jezelenko get that extra goal?
Up they go again. It was Nichols trying to get the punch out. It was Boyanich, and then finished up. It was picked up by Clay. He gets it out towards Bond. Bond's in a bit of trouble as he slips. It's Jezelenko on the ground. They go in and topple Jezelenko, knocking to the ground, and the umpire will give Jezelenko the free kick. He's a long way out from goals. They're waiting now for Jezelenko, who wants this one to break the record. I think it's for goals kicked in the grand final matches. Jezelenko goes back and he's a long way out.
He couldn't kick this, surely.
Jezelenko, he can do anything, this fella. Jezelenko comes in, there he is on his way, but he's dropping pretty short this time, and up goes the pack. It was Burke, gets it down to Cumming. Cumming gets the hand pass, gets it across to Clay, and Clay with a long kick. It's out of the danger zone as Sproul is going after the ball, traps it nicely, picks it up, tries the hand pass, gets it over to Richardson. As he's in a bit of trouble, he gets it back to Sproul again, and Sproul coming down the ground with a long kick to the centre half forward. Up they go. Carlton defenders punch it away. It's picked up there very nicely by Armstrong. It was. He kicks it further down the ground. Up goes Wall, punches the ball to the ground. It goes near the boundary line, picked up by Bond. He tries the hand pass over towards Cummings with the ball now, breaks away for Richmond, coming down the ground with a long kick down to the half forward flank position. It's changed by Richardson. He goes after the ball but punches it over the line and out of bounds. The score's reading 28-9 Carlton to Richmond 21-17, and this is Ian Major.
Waiting now for the throw-in by the boundary umpire. Big Jones taking up the ruck. The Whale goes in also for Richmond. Whale does a bit better in the bustling duel, goes over the back down on the ground. The kick by Sproul, though, is intercepted and also picked up there by Chandler. His kick is intercepted. Jones on the ground. Handballs to Armstrong. Armstrong with the left foot kicking towards Walls. It's in a half forward. Up they go. Hart, I think, has taken the mark. The umpire is not paying it. Stacks on the mill. Everyone's jumping in. Umpire is still calling play on him. Let it go. Highwood from the back pocket position comes up, grabs the ball, has a couple of bounces. He's lost it now. He's in trouble. He handballs back over to his teammate coming down the ground in Sproul. Sproul with a right foot kick right into the forward zone for the Blues. Up goes Mackay, tries to tap the ball to the ground. And Hart, the man in front, has taken the big jump. Hart had the sit about 2 players in front of Mackay as he came over the top. And Hart has brought it down. The Tiger skipper lines them up from 50 yards out. It's a left foot drop punt kick. The goal umpire has hardly moved. And it's through for a goal to the Tigers to make it Richmond 22-17, 149 on the 3KZ Radio Rental scoreboard. Carlton 28-9, fantastic kicking, 177 points. 3KZ is football. On the bounce of the ball, it's Nichols getting the tap down to Gallagher. Gallagher in the half forward. It's knocked away from Walls over towards Lucas. Lucas with a left foot kicking towards the forward line. No one there. Big Jones can't raise a gallop. Dickie Clay has got all the speed getting to the ball. He picks it up now, 5 yards clear of Jones and punts it around the outer side of the ground. ground, but it's all Carlton over there. It's Jackson and also Dixon. Dixon picks it up. Will go for the handball back to Jackson. No, he eludes the man coming in. He's gone for the short pass, and it's marked by Jezelenko. Well out from goal, a good 80 yards out from goal. And Jezelenko is going back as though it's his turn to shout, because he's not moving very quickly at all. Taking his time. He's certainly not going to score that extra goal from there, but he's gone for the big roost. It's a good 60 yards in towards the full forward line. Up they go, trying to claim the mark as the whale, Brian Roberts. But it's a handball now over to the half-back line. It's gone to Bartlett. Bartlett picks up the ball and shoots it out to the half-back flank on the chest. Dixon gets another one around the neck, and it's handballed into open territory again. A pick-up by Dixon and a left foot kick in towards goal, but all Richmond down there, they've mucked it. It's down on the ground as they're battling it out at the moment. A tap into the open with Robert Walls picking it up. He steadies, gets his head pulled off. Umpire calls play on. Good heavens above. Picked up by Walsh, and Walsh goes to the outer side of the ground where it's picked up by Sproul. Sproul with a right foot drop kick, a beautiful kick in the centre half forward. A pick up here by Royce Hart as he tries to wheel around. Stewart's got it. Stewart wheels around on the right foot, gets it over towards the forward line. Barry Richardson marks and shoots in towards goal. It wasn't a good shot for goal. That's another behind on the board. Richmond 20-18, 150 points on the board. Carlton 28-9, 177. The difference is 27 points. Here's the kick out by Jeff Southby. Out towards the outer side of the ground. A big torpedo, another one up towards Nichols, but the big arms of Roberts are there to grab the mark for the Tigers. He's gone for another handball over towards Kevin Bartlett. Kevin Bartlett on the left boot in towards the full forward line. Here's the chance. Up go the Carlton defence, tap it to the ground. They're just fiddling around with it at the moment. They're trying to force it through from behind. Then they tap it away to O'Connell. O'Connell with the right foot out towards the wing position. Twain on the ground now. Didn't see who went off. Picked up there by Francis Burke, but the umpire's already paid a free kick to Gary Crane, and Gary Crane will get the free kick. Did we notice who went off for Crane to come on? No, not at the moment. I thought it was Gaggs until I saw him a couple of seconds later. Here's the handball over towards Hurst. Hurst throws the ball in front of him. He's tackled by Cumming, dropping the ball. Play on, says the umpire, as Francis Burke goes to try and wrest the ball away from Hurst on the bottom of the pack. But umpire Della's going to ball it up near the centre of the ground. Broadcast coming to you uninterrupted through 3KZ, top station for football in Melbourne, the 1972 Grand Final. Carlton in charge from start to final siren. Here's the kick by Kevin Bartlett into the half-forward line, but the mark has gone Carlton's way once again, and O'Connell from the back pocket has come up to take the mark. Going wide, Twain on the flank, looking for the lead. Also, here is Armstrong as the siren goes. The siren is there, and Carlton are premiers in 1972. The flag for 1972 is the Blues. The old dark navy blues have done it, and captain coach John Nichols in his first year in that position has led the Blues to a flag. Praise was flowing freely in the Carlton rooms as 3KZ's George Ferry and John Beckworth spoke to Alex Jezelenko, Kevin Hall and Adrian Gallagher.
They got the ball down there quickly, you know, their back line was a bit suspect, and we exploited it and it worked out.
That's right, and Big John, he stayed in the forward pocket most of the day.
Yes, well, he gave Jones his number one ruckman, and he just fired McKellar all over the place.
Boy, gee, he did a good job.
Oh, tremendous job, you know. Richmond rely heavily on McKellar because of that knockout, and Jonesy was getting his ball to his hand to the ball first, and they weren't getting that big knock, you see.
That's right, you were getting the ball away from the centre nearly every time.
That's right, yeah. And that's the ball coming down the forward line quickly.
That's right. Well, I suppose you could say there was hardly a weak player on the Carlton side today.
It was a whole team effort, George, and I'm very proud of every one of them. It's tremendous.
Kevin Hall, congratulations on playing another premiership.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful, wasn't it? The team played very, very well.
It must have been well planned, Kevin. Through the week, was this according to plan?
Yeah, my word, it was. The forward line was worked exactly as the plan was, was put into action. It was Nick discussed it Thursday night, and it was just he was going to stay down there and help Nick and help Jezza and keep the forward line open, and it just worked perfectly, as you can see.
From the coaching point of view, Big Nick as the playing coach, I thought he pulled out the tricks in the finish.
What more can you do? You know, you're playing coach with all that responsibility and playing such a great game. It was just I think it's just a wonderful effort on Nick's part, you know, and he's treated the players so well this year, and he's brought them back from last year when we were down a little bit. I think he's a coaching genius after today.
I got Gags Gully with me. The move of Big Jonesy into the first ruck and doing most of the ruck work for 3.5 quarters was absolutely amazing. We kept saying he must have a rest, but he kept going.
I think Peter even surprised himself how fit he was. Oh, it was fantastic there, right throughout. He had McKellar. McKellar didn't know where he was. You know, he right throughout the year he hasn't had a player who's upset him like that, and I think Peter was the key to our win. Fantastic.
The feeling in the losers' room is never fantastic. But 3KZ's Gerald Burke and Morton Brown did speak to Tiger captain Royce Hart, Kevin Bartlett and coach Tom Hafey.
Speaking to Richmond captain Royce Hart.
They got the ball away from the centre, and every move that they made came off, and I think any side would have been battling to beat them today.
Kevin, you fought back well in the last quarter with 7 goals, I think, but the leeway was just too great.
Yes, well, we gave them a big start, although it'd be quite...
How did you feel at three-quarter time, Kevin? The boys certainly set about the last quarter in a very confident way, in a very determined way.
Well, Mort, with 15 minutes to go in the last quarter, I think we're about 5 goals down. And to be quite honest, I didn't think that we were gone then. I honestly believe that we could have got up. They kicked a goal when we were about 5 goals down, which probably broke our run, but I certainly thought we could still win 15 minutes in the last quarter.
We've now got Richmond coach Tommy Hafey, a pretty disappointed fella, Tom.
Oh yes, we've got to congratulate Carlton on their great win. They certainly came up and showed us how to play it. I guess the only thing I can say is that our players did fight the game right out.
You fought it out in the last quarter and looked, some chance, but from early in the match they seemed to be dominating these ruck duels, and there wasn't a great deal that could be done to stem it.
No, that's true. Some of their players who had been down lifted their form, and a big Peter Jones played a great game. He had a great final series, actually.
You've equalled the VFL Grand Final record, I think, with a losing score, and still went down by 27 points. But the back line, it seemed to be open to suspicion, I suppose.
Yes, well, it's been a problem right through the year. I guess it's been a problem ever since I've been at Richmond, and we've just got to improve it in some way. But the players didn't come up on the day it really counted. It's as simple as that.
Carlton 28-9, 177. Richmond 22-18, 150. The Blues had yet again come from the position of underdog to premiers. The 1972 flag was theirs. On behalf of co-commentators, the living legend Captain Blood Jack Dyer, Ted Rippon, 3KZ's expert panel, John Beckwith, Morton Brown, Gerald Burke and George Ferry, this is Ian Major signing off the 1972 Grand Final Day on 3KZ. Good luck and good listening.
1180.